I guess. Okay. I thought I had turned all this down last time, but it didn't save. Last time we had found Hobbs' Barrow, but we can't do anything with it yet. I thought there was a way that I could. Hello?
I do have a feeling there is
Menu? I thought there was a... I could have sworn there was like a hotkey to... Spacebar hold show interactable hotspots. I thought that's what I had done. And it is not showing me interactable hotspots anymore. Which is kind of annoying. But okay. It is not the first day. AR.
I don't wish to cut.
What if you wanted to put a worm in the rock?
Peculiar idea.
Why is it a peculiar idea? Oh, little cutscene.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
I suppose.
I shouldn't disturb. I don't wish to.
You don't want to wake up the goat? Guess we go back to the town. It thinks it is time for sleep, perhaps. Oops, that's the moors. But the window's on.
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
How exciting.
I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs' Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Man.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming.
Very charming indeed. Surprised it won't show me the
Those men are
interactable hotspots like it used to. Which is kind of annoying. Did you
Good evening,
playing
sir.
knifey fingers?
I'll leave you to it. I don't wish to
Herbert.
wait-
There's a kitty cat. Hello, Cyril.
Hello again, sir.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual. I must say, last...
Well, Mr. Kemp.
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley. I found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Should I order a drink? Why not?
A mug of your finest ale, please.
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Well, I guess it's bedtime.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman. How are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
One won't hurt.
Excellent. I feel bad about what happened last night.
Maybe I can
I'm
get some
sorry
info
I
from
can't
him.
remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
Maybe we can get something out of him this time.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
A real life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find
Nothing.
nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognized from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your
Oh.
wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her.
Ooh.
She would know bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman.
It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. With a tear in her eyes, she sat upon it.
I feel like this was a worthwhile drink.
I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at
Oh.
a favourite lookout spot on the moors.
I've seen it.
Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye,
That's a beautiful tribute.
aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was.
Anything.
I am in a state of suspended...
Even
longing
some
for
sort
a
of
man
supernatural
between
deal
life
with whatever lives in the barrow.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did.
Oh,
And another after that. And another.
no, that's not what I wanted to do.
The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
I mustn't.
Sing the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then.
You gonna sing?
Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah!
I found the skull. Are we gonna have the horrible cat nightmare again? Nope. We're having a nightmare about the Barrow. That's a rock that I cannot click. What is that? A little gremlin thing.
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this? Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
He were here 25 years ago.
My father?
He were deep down with the others. He were there, and something went. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning.
You'll find proof at morning. It's very like Sean Bean.
One more thing. This is not a dream.
Oh. So, a horrible thing that happened while the barrow was being dug out
Terrible sleep.
was the accident her father had, perhaps? A book.
What's this? There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
IAW? Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it'll be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement. I feel for this excavation. After much separation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also saw a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea gravidarium. I'm sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles, a planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho Theta Epsilon? Chi? We found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th Archontic. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. A dead language reveals the path, for thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said, follow the words of my mouth, reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again, I will pour out my spirit, I will pour out my spirit, I will pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
IAW.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That was quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Yes.
Well,
Objects do not appear from nowhere. You must have put it there.
Miss Bateman, I've never even seen this book before.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
Without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Some weird shit.
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
It
Do
wasn't
you
a
ever
dream,
have
though.
strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobbs Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Strange.
Did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy,
A goblin.
talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside
I'm being
Hobbs
gobbled.
Barrow, hence the name, Hobbs Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
There's a shiny thing over here.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
What if I try a chisel on it?
I do not wish to damage Miss...
Or a trowel?
I do not wish...
Or a worm?
No.
That's not it. Don't use the worm.
No.
Use worm on.
I don't need to use...
Knife.
Use worm on knife? Use knife on worm.
Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Well, where do we go?
Right. I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs Barrow and find out where this journal came from. Curses! I forgot I had this worm in my pocket. Poor thing is dead now. Rest in peace, Kenneth.
Oh, I guess I didn't get to do whatever I needed to do with the worm. I wonder what that was. Well, I mean, I suppose I can go get another one. Probably. Oh, it's the market day today, isn't it?
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry. The crust.
There's also the
Father Roach is standing over there.
the woods that we couldn't go through yesterday, which we should be able to now. Oh, we'll knock on everyone's door.
I don't think anyone...
My, hold spacebar to show interactables thing is not working, which is kind of annoying. Hello, Father Roach.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind.
How are you
Brings
doing?
you to the square today.
It's market
To a
day.
couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
And also with you.
I didn't come to a simple, a finely made hall.
I'm wondering if we go look for... This is towards Hobbs Barrow, isn't it? I can get a new worm, maybe?
I shall name you Kenneth II.
Another worm. Excellent. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I have a worm.
Hello, Wally.
Go away!
Use worm with
You
mouth.
gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Silly Wally.
Away.
Go away! I mean, we could always look for, Here's the bench. I could look for Mr. Shoulder again, perhaps.
What a peculiar name. I can't quite...
Still
Mr.
nothing.
Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive. No sign.
Can I give a worm to the chicken?
That would be rather cruel to the poor worm.
It'd be cruel to the worm that I picked up and stuffed in my pocket and I'm carrying around to feed it to a chicken. Isn't just carrying it around in my pocket cruel? No.
I said use worm with mouth.
Well, let's head back to the church, I guess. And we can see if there's anything in the church. Doesn't look like it. I'm tempted to go look in the woods,
It's
where I couldn't look before.
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye. My head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
What journal? I haven't told you
Wonder
about
who
it yet.
left me this journal.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turned me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who is that?
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
Shouldn't you be manning the station?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
Yep.
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say
She lays with demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know.
Local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Well, maybe we'll go find this witch lady. Give her a worm. Uh-oh. Flashback?
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong
Uh-oh.
words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Sebra next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
No.
I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Oh, please don't tell me that's the last thing she said to him, because that would suck.
I shan't be
Resin?
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump. Resin has been oozing from the stump. It looks set now.
Definitely not creepy in the slightest.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. How's your sightseeing going then? Save your words, young lady. I know you're no sightseer, and I know exactly why you're in Bewley. You won't get far by lying to me again.
I'm sorry, I
recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
Oh.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
How do you know my father?
My father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
Hi.
He was here, in Bewley.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, mind.
Oh, yes.
25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
Why was my father in Bewley?
You were helping Samuel Bride and excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Mm-hmm.
You must be jesting.
Something bad happened.
I'm jesting.
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Ernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill.
Hey,
Your
kitty
father
cat.
must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for
Want to
what?
say hello?
Your mother was with child, and she was suffering the most terrible
Look.
nausea.
Hello. She doesn't
I made
like
something
it.
to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
This journal.
Look at this.
The big floofy tail is right in the
Meeting a
camera.
local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting.
It's been so many years since I've seen it. What do you make of this stone?
Hey, Brown.
I-A-W. I haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Hey.
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic.
He said he needed it for the excavation.
You're sitting on my mouse hand.
My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do.
Oh, scrooches on the chin of the little creature.
Disappointed. I
Yes.
never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
No, I will figure it out.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
What do you think my father meant by binding,
Binding
magic?
magic.
I've no idea. He didn't explain more, and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like
Hey.
my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's
Hey.
affliction sounds beyond my ability.
You're just gonna rub your face on my microphone?
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblet. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely. Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you,
You're
Miss-
very in the way.
So they say.
Oh, hello.
My path rarely crosses with his.
She's
Let's
trying
put
to
it that
stand
way.
on me.
But he's a nice enough fellow.
I see. Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It
There
were
you
all
go,
the
girl.
rich food
Have a
they
nice
were
little lie
feeding him,
down.
Not more.
Thank you for your help, Miss Walker.
Little scroochies. Would you like this worm?
I don't think anyone really wants to see my work.
I don't think anybody wants to see my worm.
I've already shown.
Have you seen the
I've
journal?
already shown.
How about my letters?
I don't wish to.
How about a glove?
I don't wish to. I shouldn't enter. There's nothing. What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see. They look somewhat like juniper berries.
Don't. Hello again. I thought you were lying down and being nice.
Yes.
Remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow.
I know.
Down there. I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Miss Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
This is true. Another flashback.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
I'll be back. I'll be back. What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy. Joseph. Where did Mummy go?
Some bad shit. Can chisel the resin off, I guess.
I've collected some waxy resin.
Don't know what I'll do with it, but it's good to have. Presumably.
I helped him then,
Goblin.
and I can help him again.
I shan't be I shan't be.
Hello, Arthur.
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes! Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father. The creature told me it could help my father again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore.
Hey, creature.
Arthur? Arthur, are you listening?
You okay,
Fine,
Arthur?
then, we'll talk later. I hope you piece together your memories.
Can't.
She's so happy.
What if I slapped you across the face with a
I'm
glove?
sure they would be interested.
How about I give you a worm?
I don't think anyone...
I don't think anyone really wants to see my worm.
I don't wish to give...
Melon... I mean, I could go back to Hobbs Barrow, perhaps. Who are you?
Hello, dear.
Good day. Sweet little flowers. I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
James.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you? Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
God, you are pretentious.
You have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
Why not?
Magnificent. You shall be the shining star of my new world.
This man is weird.
Time now, though. Perhaps later?
Don't fret, my dear. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Capital. What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep
Hi.
it.
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley.
Scream.
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Say hello to the
Fine
camera.
Gentleman. Now that
Beep.
is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that.
It was hard. You're
It
heavy.
was a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Yes, Hobbs
Do you know
Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
You ask too many questions. Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
You ask too many questions. I mean, we could go check out Hobbs Barrow again, I guess.
Hello?
Hello. I'll chase the little girl.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Babe?
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard.
Oh, hello, Leonard.
Heavens.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've proven
Bow.
to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
Yes.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
So how did it get there?
What do you make of this strange stone?
A carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
I will be right back 1 second. I need to go fetch some water, I believe. I have returned. We'll get the game back up here in a second. The cat is in the way of my stream deck, so I cannot press the button. Good question. Yeah, me too. William Bateman.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
A I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin.
Goblin.
Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
A thin
What
place?
is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds. Where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you will know.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Hi, creature.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles.
She wants to be on my lap.
Said he were friendly.
So that's why there's a tail here.
And in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the
Tail.
more surprising as to why the previous excavation took
There's a cat on my lap.
My father's stories put the goblin in the
You can probably
mischievous
hear it.
category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall once
Saxnot?
but Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
Hi,
You
creature.
and I both.
Scream.
It all feels very out of character.
She wants to sit on my lap, but does not
I'm
want to be
sure
pet.
You'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, and not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here.
Yes.
This must be more than mere
Oh,
coincidence.
hey, kitty cat.
It's strange, I'll give you that.
Scrooge in
Please
it.
remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
Oh. It's getting some little chin scratches, which it loves. Very happy little
Easy
cat.
the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again.
Hi, creature. She's very cute. And on my lap.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Well, perhaps we go just to the Barrow again?
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening.
God, there's such a big, large cat on me.
It was after that first conversation with
Snuggling.
Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature.
Big scratches.
What if my dream wasn't just a dream?
Big screamers.
What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father?
Well, then we have to get it to help. We would do anything. Let's go see. Oh, flashback.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
Cat, I'm gonna need you to get off my legs. They're falling asleep.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Abrax? If I move my legs, are you gonna run away?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Bonk.
Hi, Mr. Bryden.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I...
I'll stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There's been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh,
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
the answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
What about the third
No
man?
questions. I'm not interested.
But
Off with you.
Would you like a worm?
I don't think anyone...
How about a stone.
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realize that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
It's a similar stone.
Incredible. A pair.
It's
Kaz.
been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I
With the
suppose it might be
snakes.
important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation, and we'd board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labor to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Excellent.
As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps?
Why did you lie to me, mother?
Failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sounds of that. This stone is interesting, right? Like, so this one has a IAW and is a rooster. And this one says CAZ and has snakes on it. But the journal is interesting in that it talks about that, right? Like, look. Singularity of the characters. Eyes must face towards the 7 Archontic. Look, snakes. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to find some workmen or something.
This is not mine. The empty...
Hello, goat. Would you like a worm?
I should leave the goat alone.
I don't want to leave the goat alone. I want to give the goat a worm. Well, we can always go look again. There's no harm in looking at Hobbs Barrow. AR.
I don't wish... No, that...
Hello, goblin. Oh, there we go. Now it's working.
Finally, we shall excavate tomorrow. Though first, I need to find...
You have a trowel. You could dig yourself.
In good time.
I guess not. Okay, well, let's go to the village square.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Except I have no money.
The box is full of various sprouts and onions. Tins of corned beef. Ghastly. I'm not hungry. Not tempted. The produce is not... Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house, like?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes. The apple looks somewhat...
Put the worm in the apple.
The worm has found a new home within the holes of the rotten apple.
Oh, I mean, that worked, I guess. Don't know what to do with the apple with a worm in it, but I have one now.
A pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
I don't have any cash, otherwise I would.
This must belong... Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Mom?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross.
Fenchurch.
For milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. You are in the employ of Lord Panswick?
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, Ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose.
Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, Ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So, do we have a deal?
Bring me some milk, and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thank you.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Well, gotta find some milk.
He should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Are you familiar with Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind.
Stones.
What do you make of these stones?
Oh,
Why?
dunno. Just a feeling.
Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
Hello, Mr. Crozier.
Good day.
Hey up.
Hey,
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of these stones?
Don't look like out to me.
Out.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some rat stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Do you know any other stories about this
Goblin's
goblin?
daughter.
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I'm a blacksmith, not a cattle farmer.
Quite. I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here. That were a struggle. Here you are.
Thank you so much. Does the name Saxnot mean...
Never heard of it. What is it?
Thanks for your...
Aye.
Well, I've got a knife now. What if I use a knife on the apple?
Then you get a worm slice too.
Well, apparently it wouldn't work, so... Well, I guess we need to look for milk.
Mr. I don't need to go in there. I've already taken my crate.
Nothing here. What if we go to the right of the Plough and Furrow? Maybe there's something over here.
I don't wish to carry a... It's Herbert. I don't wish... I suspect...
Hello, Herbert.
Nobody... The road disappears.
Well, not this way. Go up by the church, I suppose? Or we could go back in the Plough and Furrow and talk to...
Joe, perhaps you have enough sugar?
Don't you start an all.
Hello?
Oh, aye, she's back again. Can't a man drink his tea in peace? There's nought for you here, lass.
No.
Horrible man. How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh?
Oh?
Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
It is interesting.
What do you know of Mother
You're all
Mildred?
coming back to me. Hello,
What
cat.
I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
Hi, Screamer.
So?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
Sorry, lass. I've none at all.
Never mind.
Good job.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can't say it does.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Use the knife.
Mr. Crozier is our King Arthur, it would seem.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny-looking thing.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
No. Anything, anything over here? Nope. Let's talk to Mr. Shoulder.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Marvellous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
What else can you tell me about this?
Sax not.
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories.
Flump.
Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Kitty did a big flomp in front of my keyboard.
Appearing in their dreams.
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know, I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true. I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moor. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. But don't worry about me.
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villagers to be rather
unenlightened,
this place has its charm. The market's in town.
I know where I can find a Scotch egg, that's for certain.
Do treat yourself to one. You'll not taste better.
Suddenly a lot of things to talk
Is
about.
there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so. What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
What was it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered.
I have.
His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologize.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
What if I show you an apple with a worm in
I
it?
don't wish to... I'm not sure they would...
How about a coin or the
What do you
stone?
make of this strange stone?
A marvelous thing. It looks ancient.
I agree. I've never seen anything like it in all my digs.
Well, I guess we go back out on our hunt for milk. Milk hunt, milk hunt. Hunting for milk.
William Modest.
Fresh grave. What are the names in here? IAW. Kaz.
Here lies death is only a shadow
Samuel
across
Bryden.
the path to heaven.
That's Samuel Bryden.
Here lies Margaret Tillett. Today she
Arthur Tillett.
Joseph David. John, dearly beloved. Forever in light. Anne Kemp.
Don't really want to go there right now. Ow, my shoulder hurts. Knock, knock. Nothing here. Can I go up? Probably not. This is the man painting, right? Oh, he's gone now. Can I take some of them? No? I guess not. And we can head to the railway station, maybe? Nothing here. The only other place is back to the woods, I think. Where would one find... Hello, fox.
Hello again.
Yes?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Farewell.
Very strange.
I shan't be
Don't know where to... Oops. Didn't mean to click off that. Open again, please. I don't know where to go. This isn't the way I was thinking. Oh, the little girl is here again.
Good day, little one. Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string. Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey!
Is that the goblin's daughter?
Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair, coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it. What a peculiar name. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
Well, I've got resin.
I should apply this to the string first.
Which would require string. Animal hair. Well, the only animal I know of really with hair is the goat. Apply resin to goat.
I should leave the goat.
I don't want to leave the goat alone. I want to take its hair.
Goat hair is much too coarse to be used for bowstring.
Oh, well, I can't use goat hair then. That was my idea. There's the cat hair. That seems wrong though. You were in here last. Why is there a horse?
Horsehair would make fine bowstring. She almost took my head off.
Why is there a horse
I'd rather
here?
not. I could certainly use the knife to cut some hair from her tail, but I'm gonna have to gain her trust unless I want a hoof to the nose. I don't wish to lose. I'll have to gain her trust. A fine specimen.
How do I gain your trust? With an apple?
Hey girl, would you like an apple?
Probably not.
She is completely indifferent.
Well, there's suddenly a horse there, which is...
I certainly don't. Fresh, I believe a horse. The produce is... Good day.
How did you...
I'm afraid it is wrong.
Hey up, don't you be going around telling folk.
A jolly looking fellow. Good day.
Hey up.
I met a girl. She gave me this
Well, you've experienced the...
Thanks for your...
Aye.
I need something tasty to give to the horse.
Apple with worm in.
I tried, the horse didn't want it.
Lame. How does he know there's a worm in it?
Because you can see the worm.
They look somewhat... What are those berries?
And ain't, however,
I see.
Can I pick some of the berries?
I can't see how that... I can't think of any...
Oh, I keep accidentally clicking away. Well, hello, squirrel. We need to find something with which to, like, feed the horse.
It's locked.
There's, like, the nice flowers up here. Can I do anything with them?
The delicate... Sweet little...
I would like to take the flowers.
No, that... The flowers have long...
I don't want them.
No, that...
They're all locked.
They are still...
Well, the horse, yeah, is very clearly the correct choice. It's towards Hub's Barrow.
day. Not yet. Oh, no sign.
Perhaps you'd be more interested. Freshly made. Just
No, thank you. I really don't want to.
fresh Scotch eggs.
I am a little bit lost. Oh, you're new.
Hello there.
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ted? Ted Cross?
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Are you a local, Mr. Cross?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. I'm a musician. Just myself, me guitar and me horse.
Are you a travelling musician?
I've been playing a new song tonight. I've just finished the lyrics.
What's it about?
You'll have to come listen.
Is that your horse stationed in the alley?
Aye. Thistlecrack is her name.
That's an unusual name for a horse.
Aye. It were what she were called when I bought her. Glutton would be a better name. She likes her treats. But it feels wrong to change it.
What do you make of Bewley?
Can't say that I know much about this place. I don't usually travel this far south.
I see. Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have, miss. What is it?
Never mind. Thank you for your time.
Make sure you watch my
I'll try. I have nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else I would. I'm not. I don't care for being.
Huh. Well, there's a horse there now, I guess, which is nice.
Nobody.
Need to find something that the horse would like to eat.
The road.
Sugar.
Stretch.
Well, the man in the inn has a bunch of sugar. Horses like sugar.
Hands off me, sugar!
I think this is supposed to be for all the patrons, sir.
I said hands off!
Come on, Joe. Be nice to our visitors.
Ha! This place has gone to buggery.
There we go. A sugar cube. That would do it. What if we try giving Horsey a sugar cube?
Here you go. Eat this. Good girl. Hopefully that's gained some trust between us.
Now we can try knifing. Use knife with horse.
I've managed to cut off a few lengthy strands.
Getting horse fur for fixing a bow. Like a violin bow.
There we are. This should make sufficient bowstring now.
Fix the fiddle.
I've done it. The bowstring seems to hold on sufficiently.
Excellent. Well, let's go give it to the goblin daughter. I have a goblin daughter.
That's that?
It's my cat. She's a goblin. Goodbye, cat.
Look what I have for you.
Oh, it's gone purple and weird like in my dream. I like fell asleep or whatever.
head is spinning. What happened? Hello? Where did she go? The girl left her fiddle behind. I'll take it with me in case I see her again. I want to understand what just happened.
So do I.
What a peculiar name. The Devil's Toe. I can't...
Fiddle.
The Fiddle and Bow.
The Fiddle and Bow by the Devil's Toe. Bunny. Wonder if the milkman has arrived. Does not seem to have done.
She is selling various herbs.
That's weird.
There's nothing else. There's nothing. I can't.
Huh. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. Fiddle, 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 fiddle. What do I do with a fiddle? Bird. I mean, the main thing is to find fresh milk. Don't know where in the world I'm going to get fresh milk from.
Play fiddle for cow. Get fresh milk.
There is no cow.
Mr.
Where might one... I don't think you can milk a horse.
Well, they do make milk.
Huh?
You already got some horsehair.
I could get goat milk, maybe?
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Oh, I can try to milk the goat.
All right, we're doing this.
Oh, flashback of hanging himself, evil-looking goat.
I'm not sure what that was.
Me either.
I don't know what's happening to me.
Me either.
All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
Me too.
I'm not going.
You don't want to get...
I'm not going.
So what do I have? A bucket?
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
Oh, let's go ask the witch lady if she knows anything about aching joints.
Ta-ra now.
Scream. I guess we can fast travel.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever. Where should I put it? Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway. Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great Barrow.
Just like
The
you.
pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Pallinghurst.
Good day.
Yes?
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes, yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. And it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers.
The white flowers?
Some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you. Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Farewell.
Okay. Well, that's a shrub.
This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Oh, I need the other one. Oh, hello, Father.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Oops, no, I don't want to go to the entrance. I do not want to enter the church. Oh, there's a lady in here.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he will...
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. Does the name Saxnot mean anything?
Is that a village near Erdlow?
No, never mind. These box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
What do you make of these stones?
Hey, Brown.
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
I found out my father visited Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman? I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewley briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at
Oh,
Barrow.
Space Cat.
Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
Where is Father Roach's tower garden?
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there.
Maybe he has some of the wart I
Ask
need.
him to show you.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere. For safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he...
Thanks for your...
Lord...
I wonder if it's in the fresh grave. Bet you it is.
There may be a barrow dig. This appears to be a This appears...
Kitty. Cat, can you not be in the way?
This appears...
Well...
William Paxton, modest, and Modest. Here lies... Here...
I can't see, Cat.
Death is... Joseph Day... Here lies... Forever... John dearly beloved...
Outside in the graveyard. But I don't see where it could be.
It's locked.
Just a bunch of headstones.
Forever in love.
Milk.
What if I wash the bucket in the river? Bucket.
I'm not sure what that...
Oh, I was hoping to like wash it, but okay. He said he had the spare key outside, but I can't like...
I have nothing else. The flower, those of a memorial. This must be where I've no time. Stained. It's not. This looks like elderflower to me. This looks like various. Good day. Do you have any milk?
Not today.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss. There's nothing else. I have nothing. I can't think. The window, Bob.
Oh, I didn't really mean to go visit the horsey.
The road.
I need to find the key, I guess. And I don't see where it possibly could be.
That's a big... In memory... This plaque is surrounded by cracking plaster. I think I... The plaster is thicker than it looks. The trowel is too blunt.
Well, I also have a chisel.
I think I can... Despite the cracks, the plaster is stronger than it looks. I can't break through it.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It would take me a month of Sundays to scratch away the... In memory... This plaque is... I think I can... Despite the cracks, in memory, this plaque...
Those ones.
I think I can... There's a key behind here.
There we go.
Has to be... It's locked.
But I have the key.
Capital.
Capital. Up the church tower.
A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need.
Well, I have the stuff to make the poultice, so we go to the witch lady now.
I should put the key back. There. I hope that stays on.
Mildred.
Good day.
Yes?
I think I have some flirtwort here.
Show me. Aye, that's flirtwort, all right. Let me know when you found some elderflower, too.
I have some elderflowers here.
No, this is not elderflower.
Oh.
It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh.
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elder shrub.
Where can I find... What does
elderflower?
Farewell.
Well, I thought that was elderflower, but it's cowbane.
I've already shown.
That's what it's called. I mean, it says sometimes you can find it growing out on the moors. Maybe we look at the moors?
Mr. Shoulder told...
Hey, chickens.
I've no desire. Mr. Shoulder has stacked...
I mean, there was like the Market Square lady who seemed to have elderflower. But... oh, there's a girl here.
Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Well done.
very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
Fresh Scotch eggs.
Well, I've got an apple. It's got a worm in it.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Oi, put those back!
Sorry. Hello again, little...
I was hoping that I could distract the lady.
I don't wish to give... I don't wish... I dare...
Easy. Yuck.
Oi, put those back!
How does she notice?
Sorry.
It feels like what I have to do, though.
Tins of...
It's the first thing I've been able to do with the apple.
Hello again, little worm.
Oh, I could use the cow bane, I guess. I wonder if that'll work.
I dare you.
Well, she's distracted. Like, replace the cow bane or the elderflower with cow bane because they look the same. No, I want the cow bane. There we go.
What's your beef with cow?
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
Sorry, lady. There, now we can go to Mildred.
Good day. I have the ingredients.
There you go. Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the... It worked.
Thank you very...
Okay, and now we go to Mr. Bryden's farm.
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by
Who?
You may know.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see...
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try. Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again. I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange. Stand well back, lass.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
There you are, lass. Some fresh milk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
Acquired milk. There, now we go to the village square.
I'll let the worm in.
Here you go, lady. I got some milk. It's in a rusty bucket, and it's from a goat.
Here for you, Miss Tompkins.
You haven't.
Here.
Mum, you've saved my hide. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. Any road, I'm heading back to Panswick Manor now. Would you still like to meet his lordship?
Very much so.
I certainly would.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then. Come on over. It's not much further.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bint! Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea? Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeping before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
Well, that didn't go well.
Where is Lord Panswick?
Sorry, Mum. I can't talk. Miss Fenchurch is ever so mad at me.
Some fine. Hello there.
Bugger off, you whelp. This is private land.
Miss Fenchurch is...
Well, this didn't work. A carving.
It's well out of my... It's a symbol of some kind. A moon, perhaps?
A moon.
That's a peculiar... I'm not sure they... I don't wish... I'm not sure they... I was wondering if it might be possible to speak with Lord Panswick.
Are you deaf, girl? Don't make me fetch the guards. They're armed, you know. By Christ, you're like a dog with a bone. Do you want to get yourself shot?
I can assure you the only things getting shot around here are the pheasant. And perhaps the odd grouse. Greetings, my lady. Lord James Panswick.
Oh, that is Lord
At your
Panswick.
disposal.
You're Lord Panswick?
As I live and breathe.
You could have told me that before.
What is life without mystery, Miss Bateman? A predictable stagger to the grave?
I was imagining someone...
Much older and far less handsome?
Something like that.
See? I can read your mind, my dear.
Can you?
Now, may I ask, what brings you to my manor?
I wanted to ask if I could borrow some of your labourers.
Oh? For what purpose?
I intend to excavate Hobbs Barrow tomorrow, and I'm in need of some assistance.
An excavation? How very delightful. We're in the middle of our own works right this minute. Follow me, Miss Bateman.
Allow me to see.
Come along. I promise I don't bite. For generations, this chapel was a place of unique devotion. And this was until some of my more ungrateful ancestors forgot him and abandoned it.
Why did they abandon it?
Men of great wealth and power can grow so comfortable that they forget they still need the divine. The sacrifices required to maintain such a relationship were no longer being made. The chapel soon turned to rubble, and with time, even the villagers forgot him.
When you say him, what do you mean?
But only with the isolated few who lived on the very fringes of these moors.
Is this the goblin?
Believe it or not, my family's fortunes have dwindled ever since. Since I succeeded my father, it has become my life's work to restore this place of worship. With this sacred place rebuilt, he shall be venerated once more, and the name Panswick shall be uttered again across all of England. He guided the hands of my ancestors. Now it is time for him to guide us.
When you say him, do you mean the goblin?
Godless place.
Have you forgotten about St. Edmund's? Father Roach might disagree.
I shall bring him back to these lands, and this chapel shall be his seat once again.
Yeah, you are really fucky, Lord Panswick.
World.
Don't like
Seems
this.
like you wish to bring back the past.
From out of the old world shall come the new, a greater truth. But I digress. Horace, my dear fellow.
Aye, your lordship.
This fair lady here is in need of some assistance. Would you and your chaps be up for a spot of digging at Hobbs Barrow tomorrow?
Hobbs Barrow? Aye, your lordship, 'tis no bother.
Good man. You're in luck, my dear. These are my finest, and they're all yours.
Thank you. I am grateful.
On one condition.
Yes?
I've heard wonders about Mary de Plancy's Bakewell puddings. I'd rather like to try them for myself.
Your lordship, you're giving me the help of your men in exchange for cakes?
Yes.
But...
Farewell, my beauty.
Wait!
But I don't have a pudding.
Is his lordship joking?
No, miss. His lordship is a man of folly.
How ridiculous.
He treats you all right if you do what he asks. Please let us get... If you do as his lord... Please let... If you...
They have some decent equipment here. They have some...
Okay.
Good day.
Oh, another strumpet looking to find...
I'm nothing.
I've seen plenty...
Oops, I keep accidentally clicking off, which is not what I mean to do. Hello? Fix?
Thank you for bringing me here, Miss Tompkins.
You're welcome.
Stream has gone strange. Give me a moment.
Hi. A big line.
There we go. That should do it.
Nice stretch. Good job.
I'm gonna need to head back to the church. That's where Miss DeBewley was, or whatever her name is. DePlancy.
Good day to you.
Hello, Mrs. Do you still have some of your homemade Bakewell puddings, Mrs. DePlancy?
Oh, you're too late, Pet. I've a few left, but they're set aside for someone else.
Might you please be able to bake me some more?
Sorry, I'm not in the mood for baking. Truth be told, my dear husband Albert passed away
I'm sorry.
recently. Me thoughts are all over the shop.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Aye, he's in God's hands now.
Were you married to Albert a long time?
Aye, too many years to count. He were the cobbler here in Bewley. The most dashing cobbler in all of England, I used to tell him. Love is precious, Pet. There's naught that can replace the hole it leaves in your heart.
I can relate to that in my own way. I wish you strength in this difficult time.
Thank you. With God's blessing, I'll get by.
May I ask who you have set aside the puddings for?
Oh, Father Roach. He won't be back until tomorrow.
Won't they be off by then?
Not at all. Besides, Pet, as I told you, I'm not in the mood for all this baking chatter.
Sorry, Mrs. DePlancy. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
That's not mine. This must belong to Mrs. DePlancy. I don't wish to... I'm not sure they would...
I need more pudding. How could I possibly get her to bake me more pudding? Oh. There's a cross there now.
The simple wooden cross bears a small plaque, on which is inscribed the name Albert DePlancy.
Relative, are you?
No, just looking.
He were the cobbler. Who's going to mend me boots now?
The simple wood... Hello? Does this fresh grave belong to Mrs. DePlancy's late husband?
Aye.
Rather bare, isn't it?
My job is to dig the graves, not decorate them.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
The simple wooden... The simple... No.
That's interesting. I want to go back to the Devil's Toe or whatever. Oh, there's a, I know exactly what to do. There's that stone. Oh, I thought it said something different.
Someone has carved the letters AR into the stone. I don't wish to cut.
Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted it to.
Finally, though. No, that.
That's not what I thought it would do. I was thinking maybe she would bake me cakes if I made like a better headstone for her husband or whatever, and I thought that stone would do it, but alas not.
I have nothing else.
It seems...
There's nothing else.
Well, when in doubt, go to the inn.
The scene of my... I can't think of it. I can't think. There's nothing.
Well, nothing here then. A man.
Good day.
Hello there.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ralph. Not seen you around before.
I'm just visiting. What brings you to the market today?
I purchased a Scotch egg for me tea. You want a bite?
No, thank you. I'm looking for some help with an excavation tomorrow. Might you be interested?
Sorry, miss. I've already got my own job.
Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
There's nothing else. I don't wish to...
There's just Ralph there. He is new, I suppose. I don't really know where to go.
No one here.
Well, it's because he's dead.
This must belong... The bucket is rough. I feel I was slightly shortchanged in this trade, but I shall leave the fossil to its new owner. Mr. It looks like... I didn't come to a
Huh.
I can't think of...
What could I possibly give? The lady to make her want to bake for me.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs... I saw your late husband's grave, Mrs. de Plancy. I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, pet. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't afford naught more than a simple wooden cross. You were a colourful man, our Albert. He deserves better. He loved his flower beds. He's only been gone a fortnight, and already his plants have gone to rot. May the Lord forgive me.
Plants are difficult to maintain. I'm sure Albert would understand.
His precious hippeastrum were the first to go. I would have loved to lay one on his grave.
What does a hippeastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things they are. Tall stems topped with large red flowers.
At the mansion.
Hard to grow in this climate. They were his pride and joy. The remarkable thing is there's no scent to 'em. That's why he loved 'em so much. You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippiastrum were just perfect. Let me know if you come across.
Of course. Thanks for your...
Lord.
I know where one of those is.
These matched the description. There's no scent.
You get away from my hippiastrum.
Ah, apologies.
Move!
Well, that confirms it.
Well, I need them.
I could just... Hippiastrum. I'd like to take... Those flowers. May I please take one?
Are you deaf and daft? Bugger off!
A bullying old harridan. Good day.
Hello.
Goodbye.
I best...
That's not what I wanted to do.
Hello.
I really need one of those hippiastrum flowers.
Why?
It's a long story. Might you please be able to get one for me? Or distract Miss Fenchurch so I can take one?
Those flowers are Miss Fenchurch's favourites. She spends hours looking after them. Sorry, Mom. It's just that I'm so worried about Mr. Ambrose.
The milkman?
Aye. We were to run away together today.
I see.
I'm worried sick that he stood me up. Without Mr. Ambrose, this job is all I have. I can't risk losing it over a flower.
I'm sorry, Miss Tompkins.
Do you think he's...
I'm sure that's not the case. He must have been delayed somewhere.
Could you try to... Oh, please. I'd do anything for you if you found my love.
I can try.
Oh, thank you.
What does Mr.
He's got...
I'm afraid I'll need a bit more to go on.
Sorry, Mom. Please.
Hey, stop your knack.
Sorry, Miss... Have you found...
Not yet.
Please.
Mr. Ambrose.
I have nothing...
You're not Mr. Ambrose, you're Ralph.
Hello there.
Do you know me?
I do.
Have you any...
He is usually here.
So
He normally arrives via the road to the east of Bewley.
Thank you. Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
To the east. No, I don't want to go into the alley. To the east of Bewley, you say. That's over here. Oh, flashback, perhaps? Yep.
There we are. Your shells are looking much more interesting now. I pestered Mother for years to let me bring some of your treasures here. I think she's worried that I want to follow in your path. She has hidden most of your discoveries away. I had to beg her to bring me to visit you, you know. I shouldn't worry you with all that. Do you know that I have a story for each of these pots? Well, I don't know if they're all true, but they are my memories. Even though I was so young, I still remember our adventures together. Would you like me to share my memories of them? Well, I'm going to, whether you like it or not.
Memories.
We talked about this one already. It seems like... You were incredibly excited about this one. I hadn't gone on an expedition with you yet. You were so happy about it, showing it to Mother and I. You didn't stop talking about it for hours. I thought, how can Daddy be so excited over some old broken pottery? But it wasn't long until I understood. I think you brought this one back from a trip abroad. I would have loved to go with you, but Mother didn't want me to. I remember you being so proud of it. It looks ancient. We found this one together in that mucky old barrow near Avebury. I think it was the second time you'd taken me on a dig with you. I remember you bringing it up to your face to look inside and shrieking in horror. "There's a bloody rat in there," you screamed. Mother was so angry when you brought this one home, wasn't she? "William, that simply will not do. It's taking up all the space on the mantelpiece."
Ugh.
Once you moved it to your study, This is from the first dig I remember you taking me on. The excavation of West Kennet Long Barrow. I found it wedged behind a stone as you ate your sandwich. You said, "Now there's a tiny urn for a tiny girl." I almost forgot. While I was searching for your pots in the shed, I found one of your manuscripts. I thought Mother had burnt all your notebooks, but she missed one. It was an account of barrows across the east of England. I managed to read it all before Mother took it away. Daddy, it was fascinating. I've decided that is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to travel the country, excavating and documenting my own finds. Well, as soon as I'm old enough to escape Mother, that is. When you're feeling better, we can go out on expeditions together again, just like we used to. I promise you'll get better, Daddy. I'll do whatever it takes to make it so. Nobody. There's something ahead on the road.
Do. Is it Mr. Ambrose? It is. What the fuck? Yeah,
Mr. Ambrose. I'm going to help you. Please hold still. I'm going to cut you free. He had been so tightly bound that I could barely cut through without hurting him further. His mouth was stuffed full of flowers of a most peculiar scent. I was dismayed at such savagery and wondered if the feral folk, after some considerable effort. Are you all right?
Who were lost in visions of hell itself, the devil. I saw.
Hi, Herbert.
Who did this to you?
I don't remember. Oh, the terrible sights I saw. I won't forget them till my last breath.
Are you Mr. Ambrose?
Yes, Edward Ambrose.
You were to meet Miss Tompkins today.
Oh, my love. Oh, my darling love.
Let me take you to her. Here, take my hand. As we made the arduous trek to Panswick Manor, I probed Mr. Ambrose on who had done this to him. He insisted that he didn't remember anything.
My love.
Eddie!
Smooch.
Jesus, what happened to you?
Now, fret not, my love.
I thought you'd abandoned me.
Never. Thank your friend here for helping me out of a bind.
Oh, Eddie!
Let's get out of here, my darling.
Hang on.
You thieving bint! I'll have your guts for garters!
Oh, stick it where the sun don't shine, you bitter old sow!
The cheek!
Here you are,
Thank you.
No, thank you for finding my poor Eddie.
Aye, thank you, lass.
I'm never setting foot on this god-forsaken estate again.
Good luck, you two.
Oh. Sheep.
I've no time for... How very bucolic.
Church. Says now we can give the flower to Mr. Plancy.
I have something.
You found them. Oh, you dear child. Let's take them straight to Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. de Plancy.
You know, the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me. The click of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument. He's just quiet at home now. Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. He were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, Pet?
Of course.
I do, but it's best not to dwell on such thoughts. Life is for living, not for worrying about what comes after.
I fear it, but my faith keeps me going. I know I'll meet him again, in heaven.
Take that thought forward, Mrs. de Plancy. Remember it. One day, you will be reunited.
Thank you. Oh, those flowers look beautiful.
They do.
Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear. It's only just that I return some.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy.
To be truthful with you, I was saving them for myself. I shouldn't be so selfish. Lord forgive me.
You're nothing of the sort.
I'll stay here with Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
And you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Ugh. I think we're going to stop when we get to the end of the day, whenever that is.
Here they are.
I want to see what is going on here.
These flowers. Perhaps they had a queer effect on Mr. Ambrose's mind.
I could maybe figure out what they are by taking them to the lady.
Perhaps I could show them to Mildred Walker.
My thoughts exactly.
Bakewell, Bewley really was in complete isolation before the railway line came in. Bakewell, Bewley... The milk spilt. Mr. Ambrose's cart... The cart is...
Mildred. Tell me about this flower.
Good day. Do you recognize this flower?
Hellebore. Quite common, in fact.
Is it known for any special properties?
Aye, many depending on who you ask. Some say it can be used in curses or incantations. They say it has the power to alter...
Oops. Did not mean to do that.
The vision returns.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. de Plancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
You are an amusing creature, Thomasina.
What do you mean?
You must think me a scoundrel of the highest order for asking you to undertake such folly. Of course I would have lent you my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panswick.
I take no pleasure in watching you scurry about Bewley to fulfill my every whim. Or do I?
I do not find this amusing in the slightest. You have no idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case I ought to have.
Now then, will you share one of these tempting confections with me?
Why not?
Splendid. I'm glad the rain doesn't put you off. You like to live a little dangerously, don't you, Thomasina? Let us stroll to the back.
That sounds nice. We walked side by side down to the beck, his hand occasionally brushing my own. Despite Lord Panswick's entertaining company, I had an overwhelming feeling that time was being wasted. We ate those cakes down by the beck, and as he attempted the most charming lines he could muster upon me, I only had one thing on my mind. Father, could he be saved from his suffering? Was the answer to be found within Hobbs Barrow?
I hope so.
I ached to find out. I didn't even notice the taste of those famous puddings. Seemingly disheartened by my lack of enthusiasm, Lord Panswick soon marched me back toward the ruined chapel.
Chaps, listen up. You're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow. What time, Miss Bateman?
Early morning, if you don't mind.
We'll be there whenever you need us, miss.
Hobbs Barrow. On the Bryden estate, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
Thank you, Lord Panswick.
We're finishing up here, miss. See you tomorrow morning, all right?
Certainly.
Spoopy.
Well, that's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow. It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the plough and furrow.
Let's do it.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
Your lordship.
Stanley, my good man.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting time for Bewley. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please, allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
No thanks.
Miss Bateman, you're no fun.
I should keep a clear head for tomorrow.
I should.
Good thinking. In that case, I shall bid thee the fondest...
I want to take the drink because I feel like I get more story, but I also don't want to have like a headache or whatever tomorrow,
Thank
you know?
you, your lordship.
I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hobbs Barrow in the morning.
Thank you again, Lord Panswick.
Till we meet again, faites des beaux rêves. Mr. Shoulder.
Your lordship?
Hello again.
Miss Bateman.
I've recruited the help of some local labourers to help with the excavation.
Marvellous. When do we start?
Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Wonderful.
Can I count on your assistance?
Of course. I'll meet you here at the plough and furrow.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Hello again.
Miss...
Are you prepared for the...
Aye. Truth be told, I was worried.
Capital. Thank you for your...
Aye, I'm looking...
I have nothing else. You've changed your tune. An exciting... I thought you didn't want me to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Well, aye. What can I get you?
Sucking up.
There's nothing else I would... I'll leave though.
Arthur Tillett.
Seen her.
Arthur?
I've remembered something.
What's
What
that?
is it, Arthur?
Not here. Meet me outside. In the alley.
Will do.
He's stinking drunk. But let's hear what he has to say. Hello again.
You're still here? Leave me.
I don't need to...
This is definitely ominous.
What is it?
First of all, I must apologize to you. That night we met, when I vanished,
Yes?
Well, there were a man in the loo. A hooded man. He threatened me with a beating if I told you anything about what I saw.
Oh, Arthur, that's terrible. What did you see?
That's the thing. I hadn't the foggiest idea what he were on about. It was a drink, you see. I'm an embarrassment, Thomasina.
No, you're not, Arthur.
Here's what I need to tell you. I've remembered what he were on about.
Oh?
Aye. Standing in the woods today, I knew there was something. I waited. I concentrated. And it finally came to me.
Please, you're keeping me in some serious suspense here.
All right. It were a couple of days before I met you.
Something's going on. I don't know who to believe. Lord Painswick.
Hurry now, Leonard.
Leonard.
I'm not as quick as I used to be. This leg is getting worse by the day.
Yes. I'm constantly made aware of your failing health. Do not fear. You said he has promised you the reward of your returned strength.
Aye, and it can't come soon enough.
The goblin.
Are you sure that it must be her blood?
Oh, jeez.
Aye, she's family.
And she gets here in 2 days.
Aye.
They want to sacrifice me.
As soon as she arrives.
No. Your lordship, with all due respect, we've been through this. We need to ease her into the idea. She would laugh in our faces if we just asked for it.
Who said we would ask?
He told me that she needs to give it willingly.
This little scheme of yours better work.
Oh dear.
It will, your lordship. We've got the perfect bit.
Wait. Who goes there? Did you hear something? Ah, a moonlight tryst. After something, are you, Mr. Tillett?
Your lordship, let me...
Save your words, you drunken wretch. Off you go, skedaddle. Don't make me ask twice. I do wish you wouldn't spend so much time with that fool. It's beneath a woman of your standard. It's sad, really. That dog urine they serve here has rather pickled the man's brain.
You're being most unfair to him. Mr. Tillett is a nice man.
Come now. I shall bid thee adieu once more, for I do not wish for this to come between us. All the very best wishes for your excavation tomorrow, my dear.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's definitely something fucky going on. You know, him. I need to get him back to Hobbs Barrow. Him, like the goblin or the spirit or whatever that they found in there. That is bound, I guess. I feel like that's why he asked about binding magic, like the father. That he tried to like bind the goblin in there in some way. And he has promised to Mr. Shoulder and Mr. Panswick that if they can free him, they will get rewards. And the way to free him with the binding magic is to like use her blood or whatever, is definitely what's going on. On the one hand, now is a great time to stop, so I think I kind of want to do that. On the other hand, I really want to see what's going on. Oh, the man is playing a song. Excuse me? Cyril looks unhappy in the corner with this. Spoopy. Time for another weird dream with the goblin. Yep. At the thin place. Hello, goblin.
So, Thomasina, the journal proves I'm telling you the truth, does it not?
It does.
Good. Now listen. I can help him again. We can help him. Together.
How?
All those years ago, your father entered this barrow with the goal of binding me within it. All because the people of Bewley had gotten it into their heads that Sack's not what cause of their plight. I tell you, Thomasina, we're not. Your father botched his incantation, leaving me in this weakened state, stuck in this limbo. As for him, well, you know how he ended up.
This doesn't sound right. Incantations.
I don't know if I trust this goblin.
A man of...
You don't know your father, Thomasina. How old were you? A child of not even 5, 6 years? You need to enter this barrow and undo what your father did. The spell must be undone. Then not only will I regain my strength, but your father will too.
But how do I...
Blood. The truest symbol of life and death. It's the life which flows within you, but it's also death once it escapes.
I don't understand.
Worry not how you'll undo what's been done. When the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do. Time is short. Your father and I grow weaker by the hour. Go. Save your father.
Incantamentum. I don't know. We're gonna stop here.
Goblin cliffhanger?
Yeah. On the one hand, given the other things I'm hearing from around the town, but how
undo what has been done.
The goblin seems
Father,
to be,
I'm coming.
or him or whatever, is like trying to tempt Mr. Shoulder and Lord Panswick to like bring me here to give them rewards. It seems like that's been sort of their goal. Hey Herbert, what are you doing in here?
Herbert? How did you get in here? It doesn't matter anymore. I've got much more important things to get on with. I've got much...
Can I pet Herbert?
No. I've hung my dress aside from. I've stored my box.
Yeah, on the one hand, like, I feel like Thomasina would want to do anything to help her father, even if that meant weird goblin magic things that she doesn't really believe in. So, like, said she would do anything to help, so I feel like that's what she wants to do. On the other hand, it's very clear that there's something fucky going on, and that maybe I shouldn't necessarily trust the goblin. Like, why did father want to bind the goblin away in the first place? You know, like, there's got to be some reason for that. Although, you know, he didn't necessarily seem like he was the most respectful of cultures and stuff, right? He was just like, digging stuff up all over the place. And then, you know, there's the man who hung himself after doing that, which there's something I don't know, and hopefully it reveals itself to me. Like, we're going to go to the Barrow, because what else can we do? But hopefully things reveal themselves. Because with the Lord Panswick and Mr. Shoulder very clearly having been like, they're trying to trick me to get me to go there to do something for rewards, right? Because he's like making a new chapel for him. We need to bring him back, and I will be more powerful. And Mr. Shoulder wants to get his like youthful energy back, and he's promised that if he can bring her there. And definitely something occulty going on that is not to my benefit, and I don't know whether I should go along with it or not. And I feel like she would, because anything to save her father, you know? Alright, we're going to end it there. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully we can get to some conclusions next time, which is probably going to be next weekend. But thank you everybody. Until then, I've been Stigmittens, and we will see you next time.